Let's talk about something women do not like to hear. Sometimes the problem is not that a man's ego is too big. Sometimes the problem is that nobody ever checks it. And if you keep feeding admiration when the behavior stops matching it, you slowly create a man who feels entitled to you. Now, let me show you what that actually looks like in real life. So sit down. I'm going to give you 6 moments that a man's ego needs to be humbled. Scenario number 1, when he starts taking you for granted. And I know that you know this one. In the beginning, he planned dates, he showed effort, and he was intentional. Slowly, it turns into, what do you want to do? I don't know. You pick. And a lot of women start overcompensating right there. Planning everything, carrying the energy of the relationship. No. That's when you step back. You don't argue. You just stop doing the work that he used to do. And when he notices the shift, you just say, I like when you used to take the lead more. Makes me respect you more. It makes me be more attracted to you. Not dramatic, just clear. Because a man who stops leading needs to feel the absence of admiration for that behavior. Scenario number 2, when he starts talking crazy. Okay? This one is simple. If a man raises his voice, if he talks down to you, gets disrespectful, a lot of women start yelling back. But yelling feeds ego battles. And you must understand another thing too. This is essential for you to know who you are and your identity, because this applies to anybody that tries to make a little subtle remark. You won't even flinch. You won't even flinch at people that try to make a sort of little disrespectful comment or subtle remark, because you know who you are. If you let other people's opinions, they have an opinion and they state it and they voice it out loud, or they see something that you don't like and you accept that agreement, you're going to start believing that about yourself. You have to know who you are. But I digress. Like I said, yelling feeds ego battles. So instead, this is what you're going to do. You get calm, you get very quiet, and you just look at him like, you done? Oh, okay. And then you just remove yourself. Remove yourself. He's like a toddler having a tantrum right now. Ew, that's so unattractive. And you just say ew. And remove yourself. Remove yourself. Remove yourself from environments that want to trigger you or that trigger you. This is the best thing you can do. In theory, say something back. In all reality, for what? What does it resolve in the end? Nothing. Or you simply say, you can talk to me when you're calm, and you remove your presence. That moment humbles the ego because you just showed him access to me is not guaranteed. It is not automatic. And also, it is a power move because they cannot take you out of character. You tried it, but it didn't work. And remember what I said. Arguing fuels them and it depletes you. That's why it's the most powerful thing you can do. Trust me, as someone who used to argue back, absolutely not. And the more feminine I became, the less I argue. Like, ew. It's never that serious. Like, you're about to cause me to have wrinkles arguing with you? Oh, no. I gotta go. Goodbye. Scenario number 3. This is the one that most women miss. And this one is subtle. When a man brags about himself constantly, about his money, about his achievements, his status, and you keep feeding it with admiration, you slowly create a man who believes that his ego is the relationship. Instead, you stay grounded, you don't compete, you don't gas him up. You might even smile and say something like, confidence is nice, humility is nicer. And change the subject. That moment quietly resets the dynamic. Because masculine confidence should be stable, not performative. Remember, confidence is quiet. It's quiet. Okay? You don't have to be loud and boastful. It's kind of like this thing where you kill them with kindness and then remove your access. Remember, they understand actions, not words. So you de-wording yourself, it's a waste. Scenario number 4. When he thinks you will not leave him. This one is dangerous. When a man starts believing that you will tolerate anything, late replies, low effort, broken promises, that's when admiration must stop flowing. You don't chase, you don't argue, you simply become less available, less impressed, less emotionally invested. Because when a man thinks he already has you no matter what, his ego stops respecting the relationship. Scenario number 5, when he starts competing with you. This one happens more than women realize. You share something good in your life, a win, an accomplishment, and instead of celebrating you, he tries to outshine you, and that is a fragile ego. The way you humble that is simple. You don't shrink. You calmly say, a man who's secure celebrates his woman. That's it. That's it. Then you let that sit, because a healthy masculine ego does not compete with a woman that he loves. And all you're doing is you're pulling up a mirror to them. Okay? Some people might be too immature to even take the time to reflect or look at themselves. Majority of humans do not reflect. So you can't be mad if they don't change. Maybe it's time to just change the man, okay? Scenario number 6, when he stops trying but still wants admiration. This one is probably the most common. A man stops putting effort into the relationship, but he still expects the same admiration that he used to get when he used to put effort. Delusional. Get up out of here. Same attention, same energy, same validation. And that's where a lot of women keep feeding the ego out of habit. But admiration that continues without effort slowly creates entitlement. So what do? You stop performing admiration. You become neutral, calm, observant, and return your energy back to yourself. And you let him earn that energy back. Because admiration should always follow behavior, not the other way around. So humbling a man's ego is not about humiliating him. It's always about cutting access to you. That is what will humble their ego the most. Leaving him alone for good, for life. It's about making sure that admiration stays aligned with reality. Because a healthy man will rise when he feels that shift. An unhealthy one will just get defensive. And that response will tell you everything that you need to know. And honestly, this is why understanding masculine psychology literally changes everything. Because once you understand how a man's ego actually works, you stop admiring an ego that hasn't earned it. And you start attracting the man who naturally rise to your standards. And that's exactly what I break down inside the provider magnet. You're rebuilding your self-worth and feminine energy first, which you always should, because you need to know who you are. You need to know your identity outside of anyone else. So you know when someone's trying to project something onto you, push something onto you, then you need the feminine reset. So if you're ready for a reset, the link is in my bio. I hope this video helped. I hope it gave you clarity, and I love you. Mwah. Bye.